What's going on, Internet? It is your favorite player's favorite podcast. This is Gaming Gab live, and we are talking about Hanzo Hasashi and what will become of Hanzo Hasashi. Oh, shoot, I forgot to change my character. But yeah, I just put out a video talking about Hanzo, and a lot of people have a lot of opinions about what Hanzo should be and who he should become. Clearly, he's going to become something either in this game or the next game. It looks like they're dropping him. I mean, he looks really young, too. He looks almost too young to be included in MK1, but possibly the next game. So, perhaps we'll get to see what he'll turn into when the next game begins. And speaking about Hanzo, let's go ahead and change to Scorpion. I just want to get some endings, and I just figured I might as well just stream while I'm trying to get an ending or two. Let's go with Sonya. I have no idea how to use Scorpion, so this gameplay is going to be terrible, but I'm gonna try my best. Anyway, so Hanzo. Now, I thought that it was, I don't want to say common knowledge or accepted, but I just figured that him becoming Sub-Zero made the most sense because, mainly because Sub-Zero, or rather, because it would be such a switch. You would have Kuai Liang as Scorpion and Hanzo as Sub-Zero, with Bihan dead, as always. And I just figured it was just a no-brainer to kind of do that, to do it in that fashion. But a lot of people seem that they don't want that. They would rather have Hanzo become Scorpion again. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like what would Kuai Liang do? Well, we have two Scorpions. I saw someone mention that they wouldn't mind having Kuai Liang gain freezing powers somehow, and and then he becomes Sub-Zero again, and then Hanzo becomes Scorpion again. And I don't know if that's where they're going with what they want to do in Mortal Kombat 1. I think they want things to be different. I have no combos, you guys, so just bear with me. This is just on in case anybody wants to play. I can definitely go into like a King of the Hill or something, and in the meantime, maybe I can get some endings. But yeah, so Hanzo becoming, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Hanzo should become Scorpion again? And then if so, what happens to Kuai Liang? Does Kuai Liang die and then the mantle gets passed to Hanzo? But then in that case, are we going to have our first MK game without a freezing character? I mean, all that stuff seemed, I don't know, I just feel like everything would just fit more nicely if Hanzo became Sub-Zero, and then it's an actual switch on both personas. I even had someone mention, what about and I didn't even think about this, what about what is his name? Floyd. I'm on the pink stage too, and I couldn't think of what they wanted to name him. How do I? Okay, that's not it. Yeah, what about Floyd? Should Hanzo become Floyd? I don't like that idea. But I mean, to be honest, I like it better than him becoming Scorpion again. I think we're gonna get Hanzo Hasashi as Scorpion again eventually, if the life cycle of the games are consistent. Then we're gonna get two more games with this timeline. And then after that, I'm pretty sure we're going back to the status quo. We're gonna have Raiden as the protector of Earthrealm. We'll have Liu Kang as the champion, and we're gonna have good old Hanzo back as Scorpion, and we'll have the robots back as men. Like, everything will eventually go back to the way it was. But for this saga of these 3 games, I'm guessing. Oh, there's this game. Okay. Of these 3 games, I believe I believe the multiverse stuff is probably gonna stay the same, and I think we're gonna have these alternate characters at least for these 2 games. And while I really feel like this game is setting up some things for the next one, so I don't think we're gonna get Hanzo as a playable character this game. Most likely it's going to be in whatever the next game is called, whether it's Mortal Kombat 2 or maybe we'll just go back to titles the way they did for Deception and Deadly Alliance and stuff like that. But the next game, I think, is when we're going to get Hanzo as a playable character, whether he's Scorpion or Sub-Zero or whatever. And hopefully that's when we also get Onaga. Now, I know some people really want Onaga to be part of the next DLC package that we fight Onaga, and I just think that's not... What was that? Did you guys see that? I just don't like the idea of Onaga being like a villain of the week type character where he's just the third villain in MK1. Like, I feel like that's the kind of character that should have the reverence of being the main bad guy for an entire game. It should be beginning, middle, and end. You're dealing with Onaga. Instead of him just being like the third. I just feel like that's so bad. And people don't seem to realize that, or I don't know if they realize it or not, or if maybe they just weren't around at the time, but in Deadly Alliance, they hinted towards Onaga. Like, I think there's maybe 3 or 4 references to him in Deadly Alliance, and he doesn't show up until 2 years later in Deception. So we don't need Onaga right away. We can let that cook. Just keep referencing him and setting him up for the next game. We don't have to have him right now. So what I really hope is next game is when we finally see Onaga, and I hope he is the main villain throughout. I hope, like, we can get like 3 different... What's the word I'm looking for? We can get 3 different DLC stories again, or whatever the case, however many DLC stories they want to give us. But I hope throughout it's all Onaga, and it's just like a cliffhanger, and then the next one ends with a cliffhanger, and the next, and so on and so forth. But it's all Onaga throughout the whole thing, and I think that a villain of that caliber really deserves that kind of time to be a bad guy, if that makes any sense. And then hopefully we also get Hanzo in the next Mortal Kombat game. And personally, I think him being Scorpion, I think him being Sub-Zero would be the best fit. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you think, maybe I'm just too in my head? Maybe I just like that idea too much because I think it's really clean about having Kuai Liang and Scorpion, having Kuai Liang as Scorpion and Hanzo as Sub-Zero. I just think the switch really works. But maybe I'm biased, and maybe it really doesn't make sense to do that. Like, what do you guys think? Okay, clearly this is all scrub combos. But ooh. Something else someone mentioned was that they wouldn't mind having someone else completely be Sub-Zero. So they thought the idea of Hanzo being Sub-Zero is, I guess it fits too well and it's a little boring. So because of that, they were like, have someone else be Sub-Zero, someone that we don't expect. Like maybe it's, I don't know, one of the 3D era characters, or maybe I don't know, like maybe one of the new. Anyway, I don't know, just a different character is Sub-Zero. So then I asked, well, then what would you do with Hanzo? And they didn't really respond in time for me to have an answer. But that's also interesting. Maybe Hanzo does not have like a persona. Like maybe he's just kind of like Johnny Cage. He's just Hanzo Hasashi, Shirai Ryu guy, and then and then someone else has the freezing powers, or they introduce Frost as a, oh, that doesn't mean. They introduce Frost as the Pyromancer, where for the first time we don't have Sub-Zero, but we still have the playstyle represented in Frost. So, and you know what? I'd be fine with that too. I think that works. I think it's important. I mean, even though the playstyle I feel like isn't even really being represented well in this game with Sub-Zero, the whole free hit character is better represented with Scorpion and Cyrax, actually, oddly enough. But I just think it's so weird to have a Mortal Kombat without Sub-Zero. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that idea. But either way, having a character that can freeze you is fine with me, whether it's Sub-Zero or whether it's Frost. So maybe you save Hanzo and then he's a completely different character with completely different moves, with like not tied to any other persona, or and then you have Frost come in as the freezing character. I think that works. But if I were writing it, if I was in the writing room, it would be Hanzo as Sub-Zero. Oh, hands. Speaking about hands, I didn't even notice that. I know this is the Chaos Reigns marketplace or whatever, but look at this Shokan in the back. What is my man doing? Just holding apples? Oh, that doesn't even do 20%. Oh, too soon. But if we don't get Onaga for the next villain, then who would be a good candidate? I don't think someone like Shinnok should be. I feel like that. I know a lot of people don't really like Shinnok, but I feel like he's better than a third, like just a third villain squeezed in at the end of a story. Because when you think about it, like, these characters are on a higher level villainy wise than Havoc. You know, like the idea that Onaga would have the same screen time as Havoc is just ridiculous to me. And I feel like Shinnok is the same way, so but that leaves me to think, who do you do at the end? Like, do you just return to Shang to give him, you know, the Shang from the MK11 timeline? Do we just give him a big send-off by having him return, and then we finally defeat him in the last DLC storyline? Or do we just go with someone else? Like every story is just a different. I really don't like this villain of the week stuff where it's first it's the Deadly Alliance and then it's Havoc and then it's whoever else. I don't know. I don't know if I know people were upset about the idea that it was Shang from the previous timeline, but I feel like his defeat was really abrupt. That may be an issue with MK1's story. Some of the stuff just seems super abrupt. Especially Havoc. Havoc just felt like he got beat down and that was it. He didn't, like the first time he lost, he was just done. But time will tell. I mean, if I were booking it, I think I would do maybe not even the Shang from the MK11 timeline. Maybe I'd have it be the Deadly Alliance from this timeline and not have any multiversal stuff, and just have them deal with the issues that they're dealing with in this world. So, I mean, we have more than enough villains. We have Shang, we have Quan Chi, and we have now we have Shao. I was about to call him Shao Kahn. General Shao, not Jabroni. Like, I think there are enough villains to deal with here. You can even put Rain in there. And then just have them dealing with the issues, because apparently if the story modes are, if the endings are correct, then all these characters are just released. They're just out in the world somewhere. And we actually have Noob as well. So, I mean, even Noob Saibot might be a good idea for a villain in the third part of this. If Sector and Noob's endings are correct, then I don't want to say correct. If they are canon, then he's out there too, and he's another villain that they could go up against. So I think there's more than enough stuff to really sink their teeth into if they want to do it. Check out Harumi, man. Harumi's a ride or die, man.
Beauty and intellect awed me.
I wonder if we're still going to get Harumi as a cameo. I think that was the leak, that she would be a cameo fighter.
Against him and defend Earthrealm. Her aid proved invaluable, and as time went on,
you know what would be wild is if they have a child named Satoshi, just like Hanzo. Wait, is that Hanzo? That's it. That looks like him.
Now the battle against my brother begins in earnest.
Hanzo's on the front lines against the Lin Kuei. Why don't I remember this? Why they look like samurai? All right, I think we're going to run through this one more time with someone else, and then I'm going to call it quits for tonight. But I am going to be streaming for a longer period of time, most likely tomorrow, and then I'm also going to be doing something Saturday. Saturday, I'm going to be playing with someone in particular. We're going to be doing most likely King of the Hill, and if anyone wants to join that King of the Hill, they'll be more than happy. We'll be more than happy to invite them to that as well. Okay, who should I... You know what? I should just go in order. Let's do Ashura. Why do they keep giving me Kano? Oh, I guess he's the first one, technically.
Sonya Blade.
Alright, we're gonna do the ladies. I feel like there's just so many things that they set up in this game that they could really sink their teeth into, but choose not to. So like the whole relationship between Ashura and Reptile, they could really go in depth with that and what issues they deal with and whatnot. Like I said, all the villains that are just there unresolved because they're just out there in the world, not, I guess, plotting. I don't know. The whole thing with Tarkat and how what's her name? Melina is dealing with Tarkat. What is his name? Ermac. The entire idea of Ermac could be hero or villain depending on whatever you need, and just them dealing with Ermac, I think would be a cool thing to explore that they just don't. Oh, don't I have like a... Okay. No, that's not it. Oh, that's a starter, I believe. Okay. But I mean, Ermac could be a villain or a hero, and it would be a really, what's the word I'm looking for here? There would really be some meat on that because they don't really want to kill him, right? Like, maybe someone does want to kill him, but Melina and Kitana don't want to kill him because their parents are in there, right? So you can have a lot of this, you can have some moral ambiguity when it comes to that character in particular. And I don't know, they just don't, they just set it up and do nothing with it. Hopefully these things will come to fruition in games to come, but I just feel like it's so much just set up and then nothing done that there's no way that they could address all of it. Oh, how'd I do that? Oh yeah. Is that all we're gonna do? Isn't that a combo starter? I don't even know. No. I don't even know how I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is a... How does it go? No. Gosh. Is that unsafe? Do it again. Thank the elder gods. This is only just one round. Hold on. We got someone in the chat here. Oh, Chloe, what's going on, Chloe? I'm doing well. How about yourself? We're talking about Hanzo Hasashi and what we think he's gonna be up to going forward in Mortal Kombat. But I'm doing well. Chloe was just on a trip, and I believe you're back, and you've been playing Dragon Ball, I believe, correct? But yeah, there's so many. I really like the idea of Ermac being a thing because they can just put him wherever they need. If they need him to be a good guy, we can just say that Sindel or Jared is in control, and if we need a villain, we can just say a random spirit is in control. And I would really like if they could expand some of the spirits in him, like some of the personalities. So let us know. Like right now we only know of 2 characters, right? But name some other characters. Like imagine if there is a I don't know, like imagine if there's like I guess there wouldn't be a criminal because only, did they say only good spirits go to the living forest? Good people? Well, either way, I think Quan Chi kind of corrupted that, right, and allowed evil spirits to enter Ermac. Oh. Got back from a cruise and stuff. Nice, nice, very nice. But yeah, so I think I would like if they really expanded on that and put some named characters. Like you can name some sort of a villain or some sort of a murderer or something that spirit entered Ermac, and then sometimes that spirit is in control. And it's like you don't really know who it is that's in control of Ermac until they make an action. And I think you can do some really cool emotional stuff and build some tension with that kind of a character. But I don't know, NetherRealm, I feel like they don't really want to. They don't really want to do a lot of that kind of stuff. My costume came in. Oh, what was the costume? What happened? Oh, wait a second. Weren't you doing the Melina costume? If I'm not mistaken.
Ashura wins.
And then here's another thing that I didn't actually ask anyone on YouTube is, would we have Hanzo be a hero or villain? I mean, one could assume he's going to be a hero just because he's being trained by
There's no Vaternian who doesn't.
Why am I drawing a blank on the Shirai Ryu? Why? I don't know why I drew a blank there. But he's being trained by the Shirai Ryu with ooh, the drill kick with Smoke and Scorpion. So we can assume that he's gonna be a good guy. But what if he's similar to Smoke, where not us to Smoke? What if he's similar to Frost, where he's just doing it because he wants to eventually take over, or I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. That's not a thing. And then we do that. And then okay, I don't know. I don't know how to play her, you guys. Nah, I decided to switch. Okay, what'd you switch to, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, that's a high and then a mid. Man, she has some range. Man, I should actually learn Ashura. Wait, am I losing? I am losing. Oh, yeah. I don't want to do this again. Oh, I think I miss. Oh, wow. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, I'm not even using Sonya. Ridiculous. I remember when Deadly Alliance was coming out. Was it Deadly Alliance or maybe I think it was Deception? Where did we get Ashura? I believe it was Deadly Alliance. But when we first saw the images of her, everyone was like, "Are we getting female Raiden?" And she did have like a Superman type move the way Raiden did, which was really funny. But it turned out she wasn't really like Raiden. I mean, she kind of had, like I said, she had the Superman. She had like a projectile that was similar to Raiden's, but I think she also had like a projectile that was kind of like Kai, or kind of like Shang Tsung, where it goes up and then comes down. So not really Raiden, but pretty similar. Oh, do I not remember the button? Okay, I'm getting beat up. Lady of Halak? The heck is that? Does this look... Man, I don't know. She's kind of giving Chun-Li vibes to me. Is that just me, or does this katana kind of look like that? Oh, terrible. Oh, okay. Oh. Where is it? I can't believe I forgot what it was. Ooh. But yeah. So do you guys like the idea of Hanzo just being the good sidekick type character for the Shirai Ryu? Excuse me. Or would you rather him possibly be evil? Maybe he gets persuaded by Quan Chi again, like after his training is complete, and then he becomes whoever he's going to be, whether he's Scorpion, like another Scorpion, which 2 Scorpions seems redundant, but whether he becomes Scorpion or Sub-Zero or whoever else, do we have him? Oh, I don't know that combo. Do we just have him continue being a good guy, or maybe just have him leave the Shirai Ryu and then serve Quan Chi for whatever reason? And I think there's a lot of good stuff that they can tell, good storytelling they can do with something like that. Ooh, Quan. Ah, man, she has some really good range. I'm just pressing buttons, and I can just tell how good this character is. Jeez Louise, man. I always thought for some reason that she was a lot slower than this, but her buttons seem pretty good. Wow. She has a lot of advancing stuff, too. Crazy. Alright, you guys, after this ending, I'm going to go ahead and call it. But like I said, this is just a really, really quick stream because I wanted to get some endings, and I figured why not just jump online and live stream it while I get a couple endings. But tomorrow and Saturday, I'm going to be streaming for a lot longer period of time. And like I said, I really want to do some King of the Hills, especially on Saturday. So if you're interested in participating in King of the Hill, let me know. Leave a comment here, or in my bio, there's a link tree that has my Discord link in there. You can contact me on Discord, and then we can get you added to the King of the Hill.
My shadow sister was still under Quan Chi's yoke. And she deserved a life free of him as much, if not more, than I. Quan Chi and my other sisters proved tenacious, but they were no match for my blade. I snatched Serena from them. Then Liu Kang helped me break Quan Chi's
really
spell.
Pushing Serena without giving us this character to actually use.
My sister and I once
who's
again
that guy?
fight side by side. Only now we do so for Earthrealm. Together, we have formed the Order of Light.
Man, and we don't. When it comes to artifacts, I just love all the lore of Mortal Kombat, but I feel like everything is just on the surface level. Not everything, but a lot of things are just surface deep when there's just so much space there that they can explore. Hold on. Chloe says, I'm ready for a longer stream. We gotta catch up. Yeah, I know. We do gotta catch up. Yeah, this is very impromptu. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but I just figured I'd jump on. But, man, well, like I said, but tomorrow and Saturday, longer streams. Absolutely. Definitely. But I feel like so when it comes to fighting games, not a lot of games have like a lot of important locations the way Mortal Kombat has like Armageddon pyramid, or not the flesh pits, but well, I guess the flesh pits. Yeah, the flesh pits is an important area, and the living forest, and the dead pool. Whereas in other fighting games, the stages are just aesthetics. Like, it doesn't really have a lot of ties to story. Um, and I feel like in Mortal Kombat, they also do the same when it comes to like relics, like items. I can't really think of a lot of important items in other fighting games, but Mortal Kombat, you have like, I mean, you have the Kamidogu, obviously. You have um, Shinnok's amulet. You have Raiden's amulet, both in this game and in MK9, which was a major storytelling device. You had um, oh, why am I drawing a blank here? Relics. I mean, you have the Chris. Ashura's Chris, I think, is really cool. That doesn't really get a lot of explanation. Like, we don't really go into why, especially in was it Deception? I think it was Deception where we got Ashura. But especially in Deception, we didn't really get a lot about the Chris. We just knew that it almost wanted to help redeem people, but then when she was finally redeemed and left the Netherrealm, the Chris didn't go with her. It stayed in the Netherrealm so that someone else could use it to redeem themselves and eventually leave the Netherrealm. So it was like a chance to get out of hell, essentially. And I thought that was really interesting, like the idea of like a sentient weapon, almost like Mjolnir with from Thor, or, and I'm really gonna be showing my age here. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but the Sword of Omens from Thundercats. All of these weapons that are like semi sentient, I think is really cool to explore. They never really touch on the Chris with Ashura, and I really wish that they did more stuff like that. Like, just give us a little more to gnaw on about that. I don't need a whole campaign about her sword, but just give us a little. It doesn't even have to be a little backstory, but just explore what it's like to have that sort of a item, you know. And with Raiden, I really hope he keeps his electricity power. I don't know why I stumbled there. I really hope he keeps his electricity powers even when he no longer has the amulet. I hope like the amulet just, I don't know, gave him the ability to start using electricity, and then eventually when he's had it for long enough, he no longer needs the amulet. I hope that we get to that point with Raiden, because the idea that the amulet gives him the powers and without the amulet he doesn't have it is kind of weird. It's almost like it's like a morpher or something from Power Rangers. Like, you're nothing without this item. But yeah, Mortal Kombat really does a cool job of having these kind of things help enhance a character, or use it as like a storytelling device or something like that. And not a lot of fighting games do stuff like that, so I think that's really cool about this series in general. Anyway, that was just a little bit of a rant there, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. For everyone who came in, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I always say, time's our most valuable asset, so I really, really appreciate you spending some of your time here with me tonight. But I will see you guys tomorrow. And on Saturday. And like I said, if you guys want to play, Saturday I really want to do King of the Hill, so let me know. And I'm thinking about possibly giving a prize away to whoever's the current king of the hill when we end that stream. So let me know if you want to take part in that. But until next time, you guys, take it easy. Don't get beat up out there.